Welcome back to class. So today we'll be discussing the faithful wife and the faithful husband. I have been talking about, I've been teaching the rise of prophets in Israel, and then I already talked about Amos, and then the next prophet after that is actually prophet Hosea. So you'll be learning about Hosea's message to the Israel and how God used Hosea's message to pass his message across to the Israelites. Alright, so the topic is the unfaithful wife and the faithful husband. Alright, so to start with, Hosea the prophet was the son of Beri. So Hosea the prophet was the son of Beri. Beri is the father. I don't know if it's Beri or Beri. Alright, but make sure you know the spelling. And then Hosea, who lived in Israel during the kingdom's golden age under Jeroboam. So Jeroboam was king when Hosea was prophet, and that period was called a golden age because everything was going on smoothly when it comes to their economy and all that. So the name Hosea is derived from the Hebrew word meaning salvation. Yes, and Hosea was an 8th century BC prophet. If you can, master all these details, it will earn you more marks in your exam. Alright, so he was an 8th century BC prophet, with the possible exception of Jonah. He was the only writing prophet to live in the northern kingdom. So I remember when I thought about Amos, that Amos was in southern kingdom, that God sent him to the northern Israel and the nations around him. Alright, so Hosea was the only writing prophet to live in the northern kingdom. So his ministry began shortly after the time of Amos and continued almost until Israel was taken captive by the Assyrians. So he started his ministry almost immediately after Amos' message, and then it was taken, and almost until Israel was taken captive by the Assyrians. So he kept sending his message to you when Israel was about taken captive by the Assyrians. So Prophet Hosea was born in Israel. Remember I told you about northern kingdom, southern kingdom, that the southern kingdom has 2 tribes, northern kingdom has 10 tribes, right? And the northern kingdom is called Israel because it has larger tribes, and the southern kingdom is called what? Judah, right? Okay. So Prophet Hosea was born in Israel, and he married Gomer before the end of the prosperous reign of Jeroboam II, an era commonly referred to as Israel's golden age. I already explained this. Please don't mind my voice. I actually lost my voice, but I can't just keep on holding back on this class. I had to just put it out. That's why I had to just take the risk. So please manage my voice. Just make sure after the class you get your note and jot down all these notes so you can read through and so you can understand better. Alright, so let me continue. So although the ministry of Hosea ended before the fall of Israel, his prophecies warned of the approaching destruction of the nation. So what I'm saying here is that the ministry of Hosea actually ended before Israel was taken captive, but his ministry actually warned the people of the approaching doom. You get it? He warned them of the destruction that is coming to them. So the 40-year reign of Jeroboam II as king of Israel was followed by great political and social instability. So everything was going on well. Hosea lived in the troubled and chaotic times of several coups and counter coups within a very short time. Alright, so Hosea gives a sense of the deterioration of social, political, and community life. The religious situation was equally bad. Alright, so what we are saying here is that after the reign of Jeroboam II, right, you know that I said Hosea's ministry started after Jeroboam II, right? During the time of Jeroboam II, right? So after this man's reign, Hosea was still the prophet, and that time they started experiencing political and social instability. Things began to deteriorate, right? And the religious situation was also bad. So the prophet accuses Israel of turning away from the Lord and going after false gods. He found the entire leadership of Israel and the people guilty of this apostasy and spiritual degeneration. So when you're talking about the message of Hosea, you should have this in mind, that Hosea's message is about the Israelites. And what God told him to warn the Israelites about is worshipping God, false gods, going after false gods, which actually made their spiritual life to what? It reduced their spiritual life a lot. So theirs was a syncretic religious experience with the element of worship of Yahweh mixed with the element of worship of Baal. So these people were also involved in religious formalism, in the sense that they will go to the temple like they are worshiping God. God is Yahweh, and then they will still worship Baal. So it's just like they are serving two gods, more like eye service. You go to the temple, you give sacrifice to God, and then you still go and worship Baal. So the priest, sorry. So the priests had failed to teach the law. The priests didn't teach them the law. And the kings did not trust the Lord to protect Israel, but looked to Assyria and Egypt for help. So what we're saying here is that the Israelites now, their journey with God, how God has always helped them. So we expected the priests to actually guide the people, like as they were deviating from worshiping God. But the priests failed to teach the law. And then the kings that's also meant to trust God for protection from surrounding countries, he started looking up to the kings of Assyria and Egypt to help them when neighboring countries are waging war against him. Instead of him to cry to God, he started calling on those people to help them. Yeah. So now, I said the topic is the unfaithful wife and the faithful husband. So Hosea's marriage symbolized the covenant between Yahweh and Israel, right? So God used Hosea's marriage to explain to us, to describe to us the relationship he's having with the Israelites currently. Alright, so God commands Hosea to marry a harlot, right? And Hosea did as God instructed and marries Gomer. Please don't forget all these names. The daughter of Diplim. So Gomer is the daughter of Diplim. Alright, so after their marriage, she bore Hosea 3 children. According to research, we're told that it's just one of the children that is for Hosea, but you don't need to go into that details in your exam. Just write what you are sure of, okay? So she bore Hosea 3 children during the marriage. Gomer was unfaithful to Hosea. Yeah, during the marriage, she continued to have affairs with other men, and that was what the Israelites were having with God. They are with God, they are still going for other men. You get? So those children that he gave birth to, they are Jezreel, Loruhama, and Lohami. These names have meaning. Alright, each of these names hold a significant meaning that continues to show the awesomeness of God. So Jezreel is a name that means God sows or God scatters. Alright, so this is a reference to the judgment God will bring upon his people. So you see, God is going to scatter them all around. For me, what I feel is strange is that if God is going to scatter them, they are going to be captured now. So they won't be in their land. They'll be in another person's land. That's exile. So the name also refers to the famous valley of Jezreel. In this valley, blood was shed as Jehu slaughtered the royal family. So that's another what's it called? The meaning of Jezreel. So just the mention of the name Jezreel should remind the Israelites of how they rose to power and how quickly they can fall from grace. So this in Jezreel, the royal family were killed. So it's also to show the Israelites that, see, as much as you are royal now, you are in power, everything can fall immediately. You get, and God is going to scatter them. Alright. So Gomer's second child was a girl named Loruhama. Please, if there's anything you do not understand, please make sure you comment below. Alright, and let me also use this medium to tell you to please share with your friends that you are growing this program together. Let them also learn, and you can on the notification button as well so that you know when I drop other videos. And please also subscribe. Right, please subscribe. Thank you so much. So let's continue. So Gomer's second child was a girl named Loruhama, which means not loved or not pitied. So this name is a symbol that God will no longer love his people. He will no longer forgive them. And in 722 BC, the destruction of Israel happens with the invasion of the Assyrians. So God is saying that I do not love them anymore. They are no longer my people, right? No, sorry. I do not love them anymore. I'm not going to pity them anymore. And then this, you can say that this prophecy came to expression when the Israelites were destroyed by the Assyrian invasion. Alright, so Hosea and Gomer's third child has the most interesting name. Lo-Ami means not my people. This name refers to the covenant God made with his people. God repeatedly says, I will be your God and you be my people. So the name given to Gomer's third child is an indication that the covenant between God and Israel will be shattered. God does not want them, they will no longer be God's people because of their sins. Alright. So after the birth of these children, Gomer abandoned Hosea for her lovers. But it is not said that the prophet divorced her. The prophet didn't divorce her. In fact, it was written that God told Hosea to go back and take her. And Hosea still had to pay. Can imagine. So that's how much God can go for the Israelites if they come back to God. So after the birth of these children, Gomer abandoned Hosea for her lovers. But it is not said that the prophet divorced her. Excuse me. Not said that the prophet divorced. Evidently, she was later forsaken by her lovers and fell into poverty and slavery. So the prophet purchased her as though she was a slave and took her back as a wife to continue their marriage. So Hosea's relationship to Gomer is an illustration of God's relationship to Israel. Right? Israel proved to be unfaithful to God, and God remained faithful. However, God still loves Israel with an everlasting love, and through Christ ransoms her back, cleanses her from her iniquities, and under the new covenant will develop her into his inheritance. So that's that about the story of Hosea. If you found it useful, kindly give me a thumbs up, and please remember to share with your friends. Thank you for watching. So this Hosea topic actually has another subtopic that has to do with God's love, for Israel and all that. So I'll be dropping that immediately. Thank you.